Cut to the day of the wedding and everything was fine. The ceremony was beautiful and the couple was happy. I was happy for my sister. When we got to the reception venue, I noticed that my fiancé and I were at a table separate from my family. They were at the VIP table and I was cast aside to sit at the furthest table beside the kitchen. I figured there was a mistake and I calmly asked the bride about it since she handled the seating plan. She looked me dead in the eye and said there's no mistake, that's where we belong. At the kids' table and far away. The groom overheard us and agreed with me but kept quiet when my sister gave him this "don't you dare disagree with me" look. At the night's end, the groom apologized to my parents for what had happened to me and said he had no clue his bride had done that. But he didn't say anything to me as his bride told him not to. Because of this, I decided not to make an issue and just try to enjoy the remainder of the night with my partner, but I wouldn't make a speech. My parents noticed where I was and got upset at the situation as well. My siblings knew I wasn't at their table but didn't bother looking for me or wondering why I wasn't seated there. When they heard I wasn't making a speech, my two brothers walked to my table to tell me off, saying I had to understand my sister and the stress of being a bride and be nice to her because it was her special day. You're only a bride once, that I'm a disgrace and a disgusting disappointment for not making a speech for my sister, that I would make my sister sad and I was being selfish making the night about me. Needless to say, I wasn't having the best time, so we got up and left. We ended up in McDonald's for dinner and I posted a story of us getting burgers saying post-wedding meal. I made sure I posted it after the reception ended, not to make it look like I ditched it, but my siblings saw this as an attack on my sister somehow. Up to this day, the bride says she did nothing wrong. Her reasoning for putting me there was, 1. I didn't plan her wedding exactly like she envisioned during the process, so I deserved to sit there when I was doing everything she told me she wanted. 2. She didn't like that I looked pretty in my gown, and 3. I needed to be punished for insisting on bringing my fiancé. I haven't planned for my wedding yet as I wanted to be 100% focused on hers. But now I don't want anyone there except my parents and a few close friends. My parents agree with me, but my siblings are upset, calling me childish. To be completely honest, I just don't feel like paying for shit people. Mine is a destination wedding and my fiancé and I are paying for everything. These are our savings and I don't feel like splurging on these people. Update. We found out she's pregnant, so planned my wedding around her due date. Luckily, she's due around June, which was the month we wanted. She insisted that I change my wedding date and make her my mo. My response was, sorry, no. Again, she and all of my siblings teamed up to harass me, but I ignored all of their messages and calls after I told them they were all uninvited. Knowing what happened at the wedding, my parents said that it was not their decision and they would not force me to invite my siblings. We had a small church wedding and a little celebration on the beach with the people we love, our chosen family, followed by island hopping with our entire party around the Philippines. All paid by us. It's an intimate 5-day wedding celebration on an island. I did not invite all my siblings, they were calling and texting us nonstop. They called me a bridezilla for excluding them. But I don't really care, I am very happy with my decision. But we did have a reception with the family when we got back home. The plan is to invite both of our big families to a luncheon this weekend. My parents agreed to pay for this luncheon instead, meaning they could invite whomever they please. They handle the guest list so my siblings are invited. I couldn't care less because I'm too busy with my husband. As for the seating plan, a long winding table where my siblings can be as far away from me as possible, and as close to the service area as possible without it being obvious because they'll all be together at their own siblings' table. We had the center with my fiancé, his two brothers and our parents next to us, while my wonderful sibs are by the end of the table, by the restrooms, where they belong.